Hi, I'm Insane Rider and welcome to the channel, The Budget Gamer. Let's review Fang, a Kung Fu movie aficionado, his class, playstyle, and best budget power level 11 build. Let's get started. Are you going to focus on throwing your movie popcorn around the battlefield? Or use a very effective spinning roundhouse kicking technique to spar your way through your opponents? And do you want to immediately recharge your flying sidekick technique when you KO an opponent using it? Or do you want to use the soles of your high-top basketball shoes to reduce incoming damage? Not sure? Don't worry, I have you covered with the best power level 11 budget build for Fang, so that you don't waste your in-game resources. But before we make gadget, gears, and super decisions, we need to understand his brawler class and playstyle. It's important to review this so that we can make smart choices that have a synergy with his class's strengths and/or offset his weaknesses. Fang's class is Assassin. Assassins can close the distance between themselves and their target very quickly. However, their low health means they must rely on evasive skill and cunning to survive in battle. As such, you can either wait for the map to shrink via the poisonous clouds, use a combination of terrain as a shield and his fast movement speed, or use his flying sidekick super, sneak ahead, to close the distance when it's charged. Overall, assassins are strong against marksmen and artillery classes, but are weak against tanks and damage dealers. Fang has an interesting up-close primary attack that extends into a ranged attack when it doesn't hit a nearby opponent. With this ranged capability, Fang shares a very long-range distance attack with only one other assassin, the fan-favorite legendary assassin, Leon. However, Fang exchanges less damage, 1/4 of his up-close damage, but with a much quicker reload sequence as compared to Leon. For Fang's gadget, I suggest Roundhouse Kick. With this gadget, Fang does a spinning roundhouse kick and stuns all enemies around him. A well-timed stun is a great interrupt to mitigate attacks and damage. Let's discuss Fang's gadget, Roundhouse Kick. Once in close-up combat, you'll want to initiate your attack with one of two tactical approaches. If you are up against an Alpha Strike, big damage up-front opponent, lead off with your Roundhouse Kick gadget, which will apply a stun. Hopefully it's well-timed and interrupts their Alpha Strike. If not an Alpha Strike opponent, hold your gadget stun until you are out of basic attacks so that you can apply your interrupt and have a bit of reload recovery time without taking damage. I recommend Gadget Charge and Shield for Fang's gears. This gives you one extra usage of Roundhouse Kick, and Shield increases Fang's capability to absorb a bit more damage. Gadget Charge is instrumental in Fang's assassination playstyle, ruling the battlefield with his stun. Having an extra stun gives you more capability in combat, and an additional shield is helpful in giving a bit more health. And for Fang's star power, I suggest Fresh Kicks. This star power instantly refreshes his super Sneak Ahead when he defeats an opponent using his flying sidekick super. Now let's cover Fang's super Sneak Ahead. When in close-up combat, hold your super to see if your opponent retreats. Unless you or your opponent is about to be defeated, then make sure to use it. When up against a retreating opponent or a ranged opponent, use your super to close the distance and continue the fight. If your opponent is consistently running from you, once you close the distance, lead off with your stun to stop their retreating momentum. And if your super is not ready, use your basic attack at range, while you try to close the distance and hopefully charge your super for use. Overall, this will be your basic tactical combat strategy for Fang, holding both your roundhouse and flying sidekicks, utilizing them at the most appropriate time, which includes closing distance and interrupting attacks. Regarding his hypercharge Dragon Kick, I recommend getting it only once you can comfortably afford it. It's generally considered an average hypercharge at best. I would like to give a quick note to Fang's other star power, Divine Souls. In higher level competitive play, Divine Souls may end up being more versatile. However, as a new player budget gamer, you'll get much more usage from Fresh Kicks. When you combine Fang's stunning gadget, extra gadget use and shield, and a star power that can potentially refresh his super instantly, you have a highly versatile assassin focused on high damage to offset his assassin's health weakness. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Brawl Stars, Brawler on a Budget Fang. Let me know your thoughts or opinions on Fang, and what do you think of his fans' Fang skin? Please like and subscribe. Let's brawl.